In this video, I'm going to talk about the software updater found in Ubuntu Mate. Now, for those of you that are coming over from Windows 10, you're familiar with Windows 10 update feature. Most of you probably have it on to automatically receive updates. You may be using your computer and it getting updates in the background while you're not using your system, and when you go to close it down, it'll remind you, please don't unplug the power or remove the power while it updates your software or your operating system. Now, with the Windows Update or the Windows Update feature, it will update the operating system and any Microsoft products that could be on your computer. Now, the system updater in Ubuntu Mate works similar, however, it's a bit different. In my opinion, it's more powerful. It will not only scan and look for updates for the operating system, it will also look for updates for other software that's on your computer, not just Ubuntu Mate related. Now, to find the software update, you go to the System menu, the Administration submenu, scroll down or move your mouse pointer down to where it says Software Updater. Now, before I click on this and let it scan my computer for updates, for those of you that are new to Ubuntu Mate, you may want to go one step further. You may want to add yourself an icon to the panel. As you can see, I have my terminal, I have my Kaja file manager, I have two browsers, the Firefox browser and the Chrome browser. If I would like to include myself the software updater icon, as a reminder, I can right click, I can add it to the launcher panel, and by doing so you can see that on my desktop or on my panel I've now added an icon called the software updater. Clicking this icon will do the same thing as going to the System, Administration, and clicking on the software updater. It's the same location to start the update feature. So let me go ahead and click software updater to show you what it does. Clicking once with my left mouse button, it will start the software updater. As you can see, it's starting to check through updates. It's looking through the PPAs, which for newbies, we won't talk about that right now. If you're new to Linux or you're new to Ubuntu Mate, all you need to know is it's searching for updates for your system. And when it's completed, it will let you know if there are any updates. It will list the updates. From time to time, you will get a list of updates that can't display in the window, and it'll have a little scroll bar where you scroll down to see all the updates. In this case, I only have one for the Adobe Flash Player plugin installer, which as you can see, it's not really a major security update for the operating system. To install this update, I can hit Install Now. If you notice that you've got a lot of updates that may be over a couple hundred megabytes and you're limited for time, you want to say remind me later so you can come back and get those updates at another time. This is a very small file, shouldn't take very long to download and install. So to install this update, I click on the Install Now button. When I click on the Install Now button, it will now start downloading, installing, and then applying the changes. Most of the time when it's completed, it will let you know that your software is up to date. Occasionally there will be times where it will update your system and it will ask you to reboot the system so that the new updates will take effect. It doesn't happen often, but it will happen from time to time. Now, as you notice, it's installing the Flash plugin installer, and it is now completed. It lets you know that the software on this computer is up to date. I hit OK, and it's not prompting me to reboot. Now, the new icon that I put on the panel will do the same thing. If I click it, it's going to bring up the software updater. It's going to scan my system to look for updates. And when it's finished, if it found any updates, and I know it shouldn't because I just got updates through the menu going to the software updater, it should prompt me that my computer is up to date. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this every time you turn your computer on, but getting into the habit of getting irregular updates will ensure that your computer is running at its safest that it can be, and then it's running as smoothly as it can be. Just as with any operating system, there's always making improvements so that if there's anything that was not functioning properly, those are called software bugs or glitches, the updates will repair those glitches so that it runs better. So to keep your computer in top-notch condition, you need to run this on a regular basis. And if you're new to Linux or you're new to Ubuntu Mate, you might want to put the icon on the panel as a reminder to run that every so often. I'm not going to tell you how often you should run it. It really depends upon your use. That's just something you can get in a habit of your own. I hope this helped you understand how to use the software updater in Ubuntu Mate.